Hey guys, what's going on? It is the Schrothenator here, and this is my Summerslam review. Really, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this. Overall, for SummerSlam, I was pretty disappointed. There's not too much I cared for. I don't know. I'd give SummerSlam like a 7 out of 10, maybe. But I'm going to give you guys like what I thought was the worst match and what I thought was the best match, in my opinion. But first of all, I'm going to give you guys the results, of course. These are not going to be completely in order, just let you know. We had a match, we had Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Now, that match, overall I thought it was an okay match, not bad at all. There's some cool stuff that Rusev did that we haven't seen before. Overall, not a bad match. I thought, my prediction was Ziggler was going to win his comeback this time, and I ended up in a double countout. Ziggler just got into the ring right before the 10, right after the 10 count. But it wasn't enough, so it ended in a double countout, and I didn't really mind how that ended. In all honesty, I thought it was a decent ending. Both guys don't get affected too bad from it, and both guys kind of need a little push at this point. Ziggler just come back from an injury, storyline injury, by the way, not a real injury. And Rusev has been on a slump because Cena's been making him job, and then he ended up getting a win over Cesaro in that triple threat match that Kevin Owens walked out of. And besides that, Rusev's had not been able to do anything good since besides that match. And they just had him, for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, they had him just beat Mark Henry, and it was just pointless matchmaking. Rusev's gonna win it. But I didn't think it was a bad way to end the match between Ziggler and Rusev. I thought it was fine on my part. Now, we also had, actually the first match of the night was Sheamus versus Randy Orton. Sheamus being Mr. Money in the Bank. I thought Sheamus, despite, how it looked at WrestleMania between, Rollins and Orton beat Rollins in their match, and Rollins cashed in later that night. I thought, Sheamus was going to win, which he did win the match. I thought he was going to cash in on, Cena. I thought Cena was going to win the match between Cena and Rollins. We'll get to that later. But yeah, Sheamus won like I thought he would. I thought that was a good, thing to do, especially since Sheamus didn't end up cashing in. Sheamus getting a win on Orton after Orton beat him at the last pay-per-view. Only makes sense, Now, not really much else to say about that match, but another match we can get to here is one of my favorite matches of the night, Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. Now, if you know anything about WWE matchmaking, you would know that freaking Owens is going to win this match. Now, Owens lost to Balor last night, or the previous night, to Finn Balor in that ladders match. And it was a great match and everything, but they're not going to make Owens lose twice in a row like that. I mean, they did at pay-per-views, but I mean, like, not 2 days in a row like that. They wouldn't do that. It was obvious that Balor was going to beat Owens, so they had to give Owens the win at SummerSlam against Cesaro, because Owens has already been on a little slump since the last loss to Cena. But, I thought they did it perfectly. They didn't make it easy for Owens to win. They made it a great match. Owens finishing, of course, with the pop-up powerbomb. I thought it was a great finish. I thought it was a good match. And then Another match we had on the pay-per-view was Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow, with Neville facing Bad News Barrett and Stardust. It was just... Stephen Amell was awful. I mean, like, is that really just what they wanted to do, is have him get his ass beat during the match? And then, I mean, he got, like, a couple moves off. Like, he kicked Stardust. He, like, got a big boot on Stardust towards the beginning of the match. Then you had him, like, take out Stardust outside the ring or something like that. And then Neville finished the match. Neville's the one that did all the work. Neville's the one that made the match, you know. It was just dumb. It really was. It was just really stupid. I thought Stephen Amell, they were going to have Stephen Amell do some sort of finishing move. They were going to have him do some sort of, you know, a good amount of offense, but they just had him get his ass beat for the most part. It was really dumb. Now, we also had the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, facing two former Shield members, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. It didn't go exactly how I thought it would, but it's going to be interesting how they move on from that. Ended up being Roman Reigns ended up, you know, spearing Bray Wyatt at the end to finish the match. And I don't know, I thought Eric Rowan was going to come back and join the Wyatt family, honestly, at SummerSlam. Not that I would have liked that too much, but I thought that's what was going to happen. But I don't know, I thought the best thing to do was, you know, Reigns and Ambrose winning the match. I thought that was good. Not really much else to say there, but there was the triple threat elimination tag team match between, you know, Team Bella, which consisted of Brie, Nikki, and Alicia Fox. And then you had Team Bad, which was Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina. Then you had PCB, which is Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. Now, they did the right thing and had PCB win the match. That was the right thing to do. It's the only way it should have gone, and that's what they did. That's something they did that was right. It was weird. Becky Lynch did some kind of weird slam, and, you know, JBL the entire time was like, "Oh, it's a pump handle slam." That is not a pump handle slam in any form. It is not a pump handle slam. Don't listen to JBL. He calls the moves wrong. He's a fucking idiot. Shouldn't be on commentary. He pisses me off. When he says Alabama Slamma, it just makes me want to kill him, honestly. Because it's the Alabama Slam, and someone else called it the Slamma. Or, yeah, it was like something like that. It was something really fucking dumb like that. It really pissed me off that JBL calls it the Alabama Slamma when he just combines the two names. It's just awful. But, I really had to get that off my chest. I really couldn't stand that. But we had the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match. Primetime Players versus the Lucha Dragons versus the New Day, which was Kofi Kingston and Big E Langston competing in that match. And the Los Matadores. Now, New Day ended up winning the match, which was perfect. I thought it was very unique at the beginning. If you guys saw at the beginning who was tagged in, it was Kofi and Big E were legal men in the match, and Big E tried to pin Kofi to win the match there, and that would have actually counted as them winning the tag titles, but, you know, one of the other teams broke it up. I thought it was extremely unique. I really enjoyed that part. I thought it would have been cool to see, like, at the end, like, them win the match that way. That would have been really cool. But, you know, New Day ended up winning. Kofi kind of, like, poked one of the guys and tagged himself in. And, Kofi was able to get the pin on one of the Matadores, I believe it was. One of the Lost Matadores. Now, I don't care how the match ended there. I was just kind of trying to make time. But, yeah, New Day winning, I thought thought it was really good.
And here's some highlights from the match.
Now, the Intercontinental Championship match, Ryback versus Big Show versus The Miz. Miz almost won the match on a couple of occasions. Ryback hit a shell shock. Miz hit a skull crushing finale on Ryback, trying to get the pin. I thought he was going to get it there, but he didn't. Big Show knocked out Ryback, and Big Show was going for the pin, but then the Miz kind of pushed Big Show off and went for the pin. And I thought Miz was going to win it there. It was super close. I thought Miz was going to win the match. Then there was a time I thought Big Show was going to win the match because he knocked out both dudes at one point. But Ryback was able to hit that shell shock, was able to actually. Big Show knocked out the Miz, and then Ryback clotheslined Big Show over the top rope. Ryback won the match. I thought, Miz actually should have won the match, kept him relevant in the match and everything, in here and everything. Now, we also had the World Heavyweight Champion versus the United States Champion, Rollins versus Cena. Now, I think it went very wrong. Jon Stewart came in, hit John Cena with a steel chair after the ref was knocked out, and Rollins hit the pedigree on the steel chair. Rollins threw the chair out of the ring, won the match. Rollins won the match that way. I thought it was very freaking stupid. I hated that. Cena should have won, and then Sheamus should have cashed in. That's the only way that it should have gone. It was really stupid. Really, really stupid. And I really disagreed with that. But the match overall was amazing. Now we got Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, which was the main event. They actually fucked up on the order. They did like Cena and Rollins towards like the middle of SummerSlam. It was really dumb how they did that. That should have been the match. That should have been the main event. And Taker and Lesnar should have been right before Rollins and Cena, but of course WWE does not a match make. Then you got Brock Lesnar and Undertaker in the main event. Brock Lesnar made the Undertaker tap out at the end. Like you see, Undertaker Brock had Undertaker in a Kimura lock. Lesnar's shoulders were on the mat for like 1 second, and then you see the bell ring. And the ref's like, what the fuck happened? The timekeeper saw Undertaker tap out. Taker did tap out, by the way. And so the timekeeper took it to himself since the referee wasn't doing his job correctly. The timekeeper rung the bell that he should have, in all honesty. But then, since the ref didn't actually call a match, the match didn't end. Taker low-blowed Lesnar while the ref wasn't looking, put him in the Hell's Gate. Taker flicked off Lesnar and passed out. So that it was ruled as Undertaker winning by technical submission. Again, very stupid. Shouldn't have happened. And they really weakened. Brock ever since his comeback after WrestleMania. He went on a little rampage on Raw. Then he came back at Battleground, but he got jumped by the Authority. Looked too weak. Just looked too weak ever since then. But overall, 7 out of 10 for SummerSlam. I think the best match was Cena versus Rollins, and I think the worst match was Stephen Amell and Neville versus Stardust and King Barrett. I thought that was the worst match. A close second to best match, though, for sure, was Cesaro and Owens. That was a great match. So overall, 7 out of 10 for SummerSlam. It really pissed me off how they did a lot of stuff. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button. Also comment and let me know what you thought about SummerSlam. And of course, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.